Earlier this week, I gathered up 5 members of our Foothills congregation who had all taken their various gatherings and classes online. We had a great conversation about the challenges and the opportunities of the shifts that we're having to make in this new reality. And I wanted to share some of that conversation with you.
My first reaction to having to learn anything that's new technology is to be very intimidated. And with Zoom, I was very intimidated very, very briefly.
Pretty apprehensive about it because one of the really wonderful things about the Wellspring group that I've enjoyed is just being in other people's presence. Now, since I've been isolated for going on 2 weeks here, it was really wonderful to see everybody, and it was an emotional time for many of us. Lots of fears, lots of anxieties. In all of that, we were able to experience the joy of hearing a baby coo. You know, it was wonderful to be able to express the fears and the anxiety and the grief of this time. And yet, there was something very joyful about being together. And I was so grateful for it.
Yeah, I think it was really powerful to see both ends of the spectrum. We have two of our members are home with people who are highly at risk. One of our members is home with a newborn baby. All of us are concerned about how this is impacting people across the world, and yet just being together and talking about it lessened the burden of that fear somehow. Sharing it really made a difference. There were a lot of tears today.
Several times I've had the experience of wanting to call someone up, one of my friends, and talk to them and say, you can't believe what we're going through right now. And then I realized all my friends are going through, everybody's going through it.
I think this works great because you get the feeling, you see people in their own environment, which I think is really cool, and be great to see each other in person, but this is the next best thing.
Lisa Stoyan is running the Tai Chi Cha. What I found fun while she was leading it, instead of having one person's face on the screen, I had everybody up, which made me feel like I was in the circle. I was directly looking at a person that I like to watch and follow because she's always so right on it. And so I felt really connected to her all the way through the practice, and then was able to tell her that afterwards.
I wonder as we go on, what new kinds of things we will experience with that idea of vulnerability. There is a way in which this whole situation has brought out a willingness in people to engage in this new way. There is a certain vulnerability, but I think it helps us get down to it in a more sort of real way.
This is a tremendous time of change for all of us, and it takes time for us to assimilate and absorb it. And while we're in the process of the change, it's hard to know what the change really is. It's almost like riding a wave. You never know how far the wave is going to go and when it's going to come, when it's going to end, you know? And that's part of my self-care, I think, is to kind of really be gentle with myself and with others, and to send loving kindness intention your way over through the universe, through the energy, and just to let you know that you're loved and you're appreciated as I ride this wave. And I don't know, you know, how the ride is gonna go. I'm just really trying to not be too hard on myself, and I would encourage all of us to be gentle and kind with ourselves and with one another. And I'm also in gratitude for this opportunity. As difficult and as scary as it is an opportunity for new growth, and certainly a different kind of growth, a different kind of relating, and a different kind of being in the world. And I have every confidence that we as persons, and we as a congregation, and we as a community will come out of this much, much stronger and just glowing with all of the new things that we've learned and the new confidences that we have and the new ways that love can flow between us.
We ended at someone's suggestion by putting our hands up to each other. It was as close as we could get to touching, and there was this palpable sense
Oh,
of
that's nice.
blessing among us that was just so powerful.